Moff, Jay Muller, WHM Motorsports leading the way around the field. Number 5, this 40-foot skater, really putting the coals to it. Jay Muller holding the sticks down. Billy Moff at the wheel, showing the other boats the way around the course right now. WHM Motorsports out front in the supercharged Cat 850 class. WHM Motorsports rounding the corner here at the east end. Right behind them is Team Page Racing, Hard Rock Casino, Biloxi. Running in third at this point is Team CRC, Jeff Harris and Mike DeFries. You can see all the fans along there in the pit area there, Point Cadet Park, as well as above the Isle of Capri Casino. Everywhere there's free space the fans could get, they were here in Biloxi. Over 30,000 fans estimated to be in attendance here in Biloxi. The entire staff of Smoke and the Sound put together a great event for the season opener here in 2007. Out front of the 850 Cat class, that is WHM Motorsports, giving chase just a little bit back there. Team Page Racing, Hard Rock Casino Hotel of Biloxi, as well as Team CRC. It's a brand new 388 skater there, number 31, Hard Rock Hotel Casino of Biloxi, Page Racing. The Hard Rock Casino looking to open it up on 7707 for their grand opening. WHM Motorsports with a pretty commanding lead early on here at the season opener for 2007. Billy Moff and Jay Muller in control right now in the supercharged Cat 850 class. Giving chase, Team Hard Rock Page Racing as well as Team CRC. As we pan forward, you can see WHM Motorsports pulling away at this point away from Hard Rock Page Racing as well as Team CRC right there. Brand new 388 skater for Team Page Racing, Hard Rock Casino, Biloxi. Joey Gratton on the throttles. This skater powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 850 horsepower supercharged engines. You can see the 7707, the target date for Hard Rock Casino Biloxi to open. They were scheduled to have opened 2 days after Hurricane Katrina rolled through Biloxi, causing a path of devastation. Steve Page was one of the first on the scene here to render assistance to the city's citizens here in Biloxi, as well as other residents of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Steve was given a special award earlier in the week for all he had done here in Biloxi, Mississippi to recuperate and revitalize Biloxi, Mississippi. Right now, Joey Gratton got the boat hung out well, doing a great job in a boat that these guys just got running about a week ago. Did very little testing here before the season opener at the Smokin' on the Sound for 2007 in the Offshore Super Series. John Moss and the entire crew from Page Racing Inc. did a great job of getting this boat ready and here to the event in Biloxi, Mississippi. Right now, Page Racing trying to chase down WHM Motorsports. great airborne shot there right down the deck of the 388 Skater, Hard Rock Casino Hotel, Biloxi, Mississippi, Page Motorsports. Going the opposite direction there, you can just see Peppers leading the Cat Light class, followed by Popeyes and Motley Crue. There's the Rosses running in fourth, and TeamPropStop.net as they all head east, as we're with the Cat 850 supercharged boats heading west on this Biloxi racecourse right now. Page Racing trying to chase down WHM Motorsports, up some ground on the two skaters out front. Coming down now on the Cat Light class, the battle for the lead between two 36-foot skaters. Team Peppers out front of Team Popeyes. We'll go with number 13, Stan Ware and David Wade right now aboard this 36-foot skater. The boat was recently converted to twin number 6 drives, as it was a Bravo drive boat before. But all the team at Douglas Marine did the conversion and got the boat running just in time for the Biloxi race here. David Wade and his staff at David Wade Racing have the boat dialed in perfectly right now, running just behind Peppers Racing. Dan Ware and David Wade aboard 13 Popeyes Famous Fried Chicken, owned by S. Ware Racing, Inc.
I have it. Keeps changing though.
I know, yeah. Changed just now.
There you can see Stan Ware at the wheel and David Wade holding the sticks down.
Broke down.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I gotta go back over this right. I'm gonna try to track him.
Yep.
Guy's getting bumped around just a little bit. You can see David Wade's seatbelt's pretty loose right there. Trying to get comfortable in the boat as they chase down Peppers Racing.
Can't find no good water out here.
Nope. Forget that. I'll dive back inside now. Ready? Good job, Dave. It was good.
Team Popeyes Famous Fried Chicken and Biscuits. Number 13 currently running second place in the Cat Light class. Great showing for these guys in their first race of the 2007 season. Picked up a big win last season in St. Clair, Michigan. And always a front runner. Experienced a lot of mechanical gremlins towards the end of last season. Running second right now. Great job for David Wade and Stan Ware aboard Popeyes Famous Fried Chicken. Moving up now to the front of the pack in the Cat Light class, this is Peppers Racing, number 2. It's a 2007 yellow and white 36-foot skater. George and Mike Stancombe are the owners and pilots aboard Peppers Racing. George Stancombe is the driver. Mike Stancombe is the throttle man. Some of the sponsors aboard Team Peppers Racing or Peppers restaurants and clubs in Indianapolis, Indiana, AAA bail bonds, United Surety Agents, LakeTrash.com, Bruce Bullock Marine of Seabrook, Texas, the Marine Center of Indiana, Mercury Racing, and Yardarm Marine Products. This was a brand new boat to these guys at the end of last season. They spent a lot of time this winter trying to dial it in and get it ready, and it looks like they did their homework, and these Mercury Racing propellers are putting them out front right now. Special thanks to the crew, Mike Anderson and Gary Radke. The team would like to welcome Dominic Anthony Michael Stancombe, the driver in training, born to Mike and Lisa on 2707, George's newest grandson. These guys have been very successful over the years. They're 96 and 2000 world champions, 2000 national champion, 2002 national champions in the Donzi with Mike on the throttle, kilo record in 2003 aboard the Fountain Harwich concrete block, as well as the 1996 kilo record holder. Peppers Racing been around since the late 80s, been racing a long time. Father and son team. These guys are a treat to watch on the Offshore Super Series National Tour and always do a lot to promote offshore racing in any way they can. Out front right now.
Over. Who's on my outside, Mike? Who is on my outside?
You're just about where I can see you. Hang on one second.
I can't tell if that's Popeyes or CRC back there, Dad.
You got 5-second lead, Popeyes on your outside.
Easy. Sorry. All right, bring it on over. Take it over there.
Great footage there. The father and son team, George and Mike Stancombe, working their way in the lead with the number 2 Peppers Racing from Indianapolis, Indiana. Popeyes Racing coming on very strong right now, trying to get up there and do some battle with the Team Peppers, 2 36-foot skaters. Peppers and Popeyes, Mercury-powered, 6 drives on the back of both these boats. Team Motley Crue was battling with them early on, but has dropped out of the race. Now that leaves Peppers and Popeyes out front with a pretty substantial lead over the rest of the Cat Light fleet. Other boats in Cat Light include Shocker, TeamPropStop.net, the Ross's Offshore, Motley Crue, as we talked about, who is out of the race. Very competitive class here in Biloxi. Coming down now on TeamPropStop.net. Alvin Heathman is the throttle man. The owner and pilot is Ray Contreras from New Jersey. Great shot right down the deck there. Fantastic graphics job by Kinetic Animation. All vinyl graphics aboard this 388 skater. Last year this team was Team Professional Marine. This year they're TeamPropStop.net. A unique new tool for putting your propeller on instead of using a block of wood. Check out PropStop.net for more information. This boat was the fastest Cat Light at last year's Lake of the Ozarks shootout. Right now they're catching up to try to get to the top of the pack in the Cat Light class here in Biloxi. PropStop.net. WHM Motorsports still out front in the 850 class, supercharged Super Cat here at the OSS season opener. Billy Moff and Jay Muller with the throttles to the wood, doing a great job out front of Hooters/Hard Rock Casino here in Biloxi. Page Racing in second place with CRC in third. Billy Moff, the owner and driver, WHM Motorsports from Long Island, New York. Jay Muller from Upper Saddle River, New Jersey on the throttles. Number 5, WHM Motorsports, Mercury-powered skater at the front of the 850 Supercharged Cat class. There you see WHM Motorsports going by the Cat Lights of Learning the Ropes and TeamPropStop.net. It looks like PropStop did get by Learning the Ropes there for third place. There's the 31. That's Page Racing Hard Rock Hotel Casino from Biloxi, Mississippi. Miss Geico there looks like they may be a little down on power, having some issues as the 31 of Hard Rock Page Racing goes by there. 3 different class boats battling right now. And there's Team CRC trying to make up some ground on Page Racing right there. Trying to sneak up on the inside and get by them. Learning the Ropes coming through the corner here. Page Racing closest to us. 2 different class boats here. But it looks like it's going to be a battle between Page Racing and Team CRC. There you see PropStop, who got by the Rosses there for third place in the Cat Light category. As the sister ship in a different class goes by 2 388 skaters, but this one is the 31 of the Hard Rock Casino Hotel here in Biloxi, Mississippi. Again, scheduled to open, as you see it on the side of the boat, 7707, the grand opening for the Hard Rock Biloxi. The 26 of Miss Geico AMF running in the Turbine Extreme class, playing around with these boats in the 850 class right now. You can see Team CRC coming up fast on the outside, trying to gain ground and make a move for position in the 850 Cat Supercharged class. Two different lines. Team CRC trying to hold more speed and carry more speed through the corners, but Page Racing Hard Rock still with the advantage. You see WHM Motorsports still out front of the Cat 850 there. They looks like they're veering off the course there. Page Racing able to get by right now, heading to the front of the pack right now. Page Racing Hard Rock Casino into the lead in the 850 class as WHM Motorsports experiencing some type of difficulty pulling off the course. That leaves Page Motorsports Hard Rock Casino, Biloxi, Mississippi out front. CRC moving up into second place as WHM Motorsports drops off the pace at this point. So a quick change of events leaves Page Racing in their first race with their new 388 skater out front. Steve Page has the ecstatic at this point of the performance of his new Mercury-powered skater, number 31, Hard Rock Hotel Casino, Biloxi, Mississippi. Page Racing out front in the 850 Cat class. Out front now, number 31, leading the 850 Supercharged Cat class, Page Racing, Hard Rock Casino, Biloxi, Mississippi. Coming down now, this is 45, J.D. Byrider, owned and driven by Tony Marcantonio from Dover, Ohio. Throttled by Mark Kowalski from Hickory, Ohio. This is a 388 skater powered by a pair of 800 horsepower CC Performance engines. Sponsors include J.D. Byrider used car dealerships, as well as Tubi Style Exhaust. Local sponsor for the 45 team this weekend is the Catfish Place here in St. Cloud, Florida. J.D. Byrider, a part of the Super Cat Pro Series in 2007. Right now they are leading the way in the 750 class, just ahead of Reliable Carriers and CMS Mechanical Services Company. Currently leading in the Cat 750 class, J.D. Byrider. Out front, Mark Kowalski and Tony Marcantonio. That is Nigel Hook aboard, last year's world and national champion in the Super V class. Richard Carr is the throttle man from England, powered by a pair of Mercury 525 horsepower inboards. This is Lucas Oil Team Skater. Out front right now, the 388 skater is J.D. Byrider. Tony Marcantonio from St. Clairsville, Ohio, and Dover, Ohio, is the owner and pilot. Mark Kowalski is the throttle man. Out front, powered by a pair of CC Performance Racing engines. There you see a battle for second place between CMS Offshore Racing and Reliable Carriers. Hugh Fuller aboard CMS as the pilot, Bob Bull, the throttle man, aboard US 1 Reliable Carriers. That's Tom Abrams and Steve Curtis. Tight racing action here in the Cat 750 class early on. Side-by-side battle. Great racing here in Ocean City, Maryland by these 750 class boats. Leading the way around right now, though, is J.D. Byrider. Tony Marcantonio and Mark Wall now on Showtime. This is a 36-foot skater powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 525 horsepower inboards. Mark House from Warrington, Virginia is the owner and throttle man. James Shade from Manassas, Virginia is the driver. Chris Sodergren from Fairfax, Virginia is on the crew. Showtime would like to thank the rest of the crew: Kenny, Nat, Jim, Lee, Robert, Chris, and Sharon. Special thanks to Tom Abrams, Bob Bull, and Tony for the extra hard work in pulling many of these boats together. Sponsors include American Striping Company and Outlaw Motorsports. This boat has competed in the OSS, the SDI, and the OPA in the past. On board with Showtime right at the start of the race here. Running in the Cat Light class. Other Cat Lights include Reliable Carriers, All Jacked Up, Amsoil, and Motley Crue. Team Showtime definitely getting hosed down there, going around the corner at the start of the race. Saw Reliable Carriers try to sneak on the inside of them right there. Team Showtime running very strong in this 2004 36-foot skater. Just ahead of them is Team Amsoil, number 77. Bob Teague is the owner and throttle man aboard Amsoil AMF Offshore Racing. Paul Whittier is the driver. A brand new 368 skater. Only the second race for these guys in this brand new boat. Right now running in third place in Cat Light class, battling with Showtime, number 77, Amsoil. Sponsors include Teague Custom Marine, Mercury Racing, Lavorsi, and AMF Offshore Racing. Main sponsor is Amsoil, the first in synthetic oils. You see Miss Geico Offshore Racing still having some problems there as Amsoil goes by. OPA Offshore Pro Series 2007 Ocean City Grand Prix. Brought to you by Sunset Marina, AMF Geico Offshore Racing, J.D. Byrider. Just motoring right along with no problem at all. J.D. Byrider, Mark Kowalski, and Tony Marcantonio. First in class, Supercat 750, 388 skater. Trying to stalk them down at this point. This is number 77, brand new 36-foot skater. Team Amsoil, AMF Offshore Racing. Bob Teague from Valencia, California is the owner and throttle man. From Yarrow Point, Washington, Paul Whittier is the driver. Powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 525 horsepower EFI inboards, coupled to the Mercury Racing number 6 Speedmaster drive. This beautiful 36-foot skater trying to get to the front of the pack here in Sarasota. Amsoil Offshore Racing, the first in synthetics. Also sponsored by AMF Offshore Racing, Mercury Racing, and Lavorsi. Crew aboard Amsoil include Patty Fields and Sammy Dial. There you can see the thousands of spectators lining the beaches in Sarasota, Florida for this annual event. The 23rd year we've been racing here in Sarasota. Freeze Frame Video is proud to have been part of every single one of those events. Great event put on by the city of Sarasota here on the sun coast of Florida. You see giving chase to Amsoil right there is the number 142. That is Let's Play Racing. The brothers Kevin and Darian Hatcher from Marine City, Michigan. 36-foot skater with the same Mercury Racing 525 horsepower EFI inboards. But this boat has the Bravo IMCO drive on the back of it. Boat relatively new to this team, but these guys have been boating all their lives. Great to see them part of this series out here racing with us in this wonderful world of offshore racing. Kevin and Darian Hatcher aboard Let's Play Racing. The crew chief aboard Let's Play Racing is John Moss from Page Racing, as this is the former Hooters offshore racing boat, last year's national champion in OSS. These guys doing a great job in only their third race in this boat, owned by Let's Play Racing LLC of Rochester, Michigan. Kevin Hatcher at the wheel, Darian Hatcher on the throttles. Doing a great job sliding that 36 skater around the corner, heading back into Lido Beach. Let's play.
Go. I'm gonna let it play a little bit. Go.
You had it aboard Let's Play Racing, Kevin and Darian Hatcher. Trying to catch up right now with Amsoil and Reliable Carriers in the lead. 36-foot skater, Let's Play Racing. Coming down now on Patron Tequila, Bill McComb and Chevis James from here in Sarasota running in the P2 class, P211. 39-foot skater with a pair of Mercury Racing 525 horsepower inboards coupled to the Mercury Racing number 6 Speedmaster drives. Local race for this team through many special events this week. Sponsored by Patron Tequila. Currently running second place in the P2 class. Other boats in P2 include Muscle Racing, as well as Mid-America Offshore and JSJ Extreme Motorsports. Other sponsors aboard Patron Tequila include Pirate Rum as well as Land Shark Beer. On board with Bob Costa and Dave Reitzel aboard Reliable Carriers right here at the start of the race. All smiles with these guys in this 40-foot Douglas skater. Bob and Dave buckled in real tight, as you can see there. Bob doing a couple races with this boat this year. Normally he sits on his house as uses his pleasure boat on Lake St. Clair in Detroit. On board with J.D. Byrider here in the Cat 750 class, this 388 skater powered by a pair of CC Performance engines. Tony Marcantonio is the owner and driver. Mark Kowalski, the throttle man aboard. J.D. Byrider. Based out of Dover, Ohio. Very special thanks to everybody from the J.D. Byrider team for transporting all of our equipment from the Sarasota race up here to St. Clair, Michigan. Running in the Cat 750 class with the Offshore Pro Series, J.D. Byrider Racing Team. Screaming down the river, that's the St. Clair River. Bob Bull right there on the left-hand side of your screen there in the CMS Mechanical Services Company. See him getting out of it a little bit, maybe losing, sliding it just a little bit there. Doing battle here in the Cat 750 class with Bob Bull. Reliable Carriers has checked out front of the Cat 750 class right now. J.D. Byrider and CMS Mechanical Services battling right now for second place. Out front, though, is Reliable Carriers. US 1 national champion Steve Curtis on the throttle, Tom Abrams at the wheel. Going now with the second start here in the third race in St. Clair. This is the Cat Light class. You can see already with an advantage after the green flag has dropped, the two 36-foot skaters out front right now, the number 2 Peppers Racing and the 00 of Motley Crue. George and Mike Stancombe, father and son team in Peppers Racing. The 00 Motley Crue, that's the Roman brothers out of New Jersey. Motley Crue with the inside line right now with a little bit of advantage heading into turn 1. Now, number 2, Peppers Racing, is a 2007 36-foot skater. As they head into turn 1, swinging a little bit wide. Motley Crue taking a little better line through the first turn, allowing Amsoil to slide inside along with Freddie T's team Shocker. Peppers losing a lot of ground there with that wide turn in turn 1. Great inside move, gaining a ton of ground there by Paul Whittier and Bob Teague in the Amsoil AMF Offshore Racing entry. Peppers went from second to fourth quickly in that turn, but will catch right back up with their 36-foot Mercury-powered skater. Sponsors aboard Peppers included United Surrey Agents, Yard Arm Marine Products, AAA Bail Bonds, Leverage Marine Products, Mercury Racing Propellers, Mercury Racing, and Skater Powerboats. Slide back just a little bit there. The number 13 is Popeye's Famous Fried Chicken. David Wade is the throttle man. Stan Ware is the driver. The number 40 is Reliable Powerboats Team Fountain Racing. Number 40, Jerry Chastelet, is the owner and driver. Reggie Fountain III is the throttle man. And MTI and a skater side by side doing battle right there early on here in St. Clair, Michigan, 2007, the St. Clair River Classic. Reliable Carriers just came off a big win in Sarasota, Florida. Popeye's Famous Fried Chicken won this race last year, right now trying to play catch-up. Team Reliable Carriers and Team Popeyes. Several boats in the Cat Light class, including Learning the Ropes, who did not start after turning their boat over testing yesterday. There is the 070 all jacked up. Grant Bruggerman, the throttle man, with the owner, Brian Hupp, on the wheel of this 36-foot skater, Mercury 525, power this Bravo-driven boat. Heading into the corner, north end of the course right now. It looks like Amsoil with a little advantage still. Shocker in their Motley Crue in their Peppers, Popeyes, Reliable. Great battle here in the Cat Light class thus far in 2007 at the St. Clair River Classic. Very competitive class. All boats powered by equally prepared Mercury Racing 525 horsepower inboards. Some of these boats have the Mercury Racing number 6 drive. A couple of them have the Mercury Racing Bravo drive. There you can see two neighbors right there from Louisiana. The green boat is Team Shocker, Freddie T's. Richie Prince is the owner and driver. Randy Sism, the throttle man. Doing battle there. Also from Louisiana is Team Popeyes number 13, David Wade and Stan Ware.
Wait.
Angel 1. Looking at goal 1. It's back on location. 6 PLV. Look at these cars on goal 1. Stan, let's get further up. Enzo's further.
Race control, Tempo 5. We're going to work our way down that stage.
Clearman. Come on.
There you see the Cat Extreme boat, number 20 of Reliable Carriers, still running strong in their 40-foot skater. Big Wave Dave Reitzel and Bob Costa, both out of St. Clair Shores, Michigan. This boat is the original Reliable Carriers 40-foot skater Super Cat entry, now repowered with a big pair of Sterling blower motors. Just a pleasure boat out for a Sunday cruise here, doing battle in the Cat Extreme class. Team Reliable Carriers. Here you see CMS going by on the inside, running second place in the Cat class. There you see the two other Cat Extremes really motoring by. Bud Select and Miss Geico doing battle. Bob Costa and Dave Reitzel in Reliable Carriers, number 20 in the Cat Extreme class. Team Reliable Carriers got all their bases covered in this third and final event for the 2000 St. Clair River Classic. A boat in each class, Cat Extreme, Cat 750, and Cat Light. There you see the Hatcher brothers running in Let's Play Racing in the Cat Light class with their 36-foot skater. Another semi-local team from just down the road near Detroit. Reliable Carriers Inc. and Let's Play Racing. Two skaters, 136, 140. Just motoring along. Reliable Carriers, Bob Costa and Dave Reitzel. You can see the two big MTIs going screaming by right there, Budweiser Select and Miss Geico. Big Bob Costa on the throttles there. Dave Reitzel at the wheel. Here comes CMS Mechanical Service Company in the Cat 750 class. Budweiser Select and Miss Geico on the outside. There is Let's Play again, number 142. The Hatcher brothers, Kevin and Darian Hatcher, one of many family-based boats here today in the Cat Light class. The Hatcher brothers out of nearby Marine City, Michigan. Sponsors include Hatchie's Sports Bar. Good-looking 36-foot skater, formerly the Hooters Hotel Casino Cat Light boat. Now it's Let's Play again. Kevin and Darian Hatcher. Their 36-foot skater. Cat Light entry. There is Team Barbed Wire, 40-foot custom skater powered by a pair of Mercury Racing inboards with Mercury Racing number 6s. Running in the Cat Extreme class, Angelo Moreau Jr. is the owner and throttle man. Gene Pilot is the driver. The first event these guys have competed in out here doing battle at the 2007 Point Pleasant Offshore Grand Prix Extreme Class number 4. Doing a great job in their first event. Team Barbed Wire, currently third place in Extreme class with their 40-foot skater. Angelo Moreau Jr. and Gene Pilot. Indian Gaming. There is Fluid Sealing Products battling it out with Stihl Chainsaws, taking a big bump right there. Fluid Sealing Products is a 30-foot Douglas Marine skater. The driver this week is Paul DePoo out of Key West, Florida. The throttle man is Ryan Beckley from Bradenton, Florida. Just ahead of them is still 32-foot Doug Wright, brand new Superboat stock class. Fluid Sealing Products, a company based out of Texas, sponsoring the boat this week, along with Screamin' Nuts. You see all the spectators lined up on the outer mole there. Great place to view the races here in Key West, Florida. S111 Fluid Sealing Products. Go on board with S111 right here at the start. On board at the start of the race with S111 Fluid Sealing Products heading towards turn 1 in the Superboat stock class. Fluid Sealing Products 30-foot Douglas Skater, S111. Paul DePoo at the wheel, Ryan Beckley's on the throttle. You see going past the Hilton in downtown, there's Mallory Square heading into Key West Harbor. Over 25 years of racing tradition here in Key West, Florida. Heading into the harbor turn right now. Fluid Sealing Products just behind, still up, waiting for the green flag. The yellow flag is still out. Green flag is up right now with TNT Custom Marine dropping back, still leading the Superboat stock class right now on the inside. Fluid Sealing Products is there. There is TNT Custom Marine, Deep V Cats, Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Bermuda Barracuda is also in the top of the screen, along with AMF Offshore Racing in the Factory 1 class. But leading the race right now is still S13. Mike Fossey is the throttle man. Robert Noble Jr. is the 32-foot LA Marine custom built. There you see Fluid Sealing Products sliding by on the inside right there. That is a 30-foot skater, throttled by Ryan Beckley, driven by Paul DePoo. FluidSealingProducts.com out of Texas is the sponsor. All the way to the outside is S13, still owned and driven by Robert Noble Jr. and throttled by Mike Fossey. Great action here. 3 different boats drag racing down the backstretch in Key West, Florida on day 2. Looking back just a little bit right there, there is S1 Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Darren Schwartz, the driver. Troy Hannon on the throttles, rounding turn 2 right here. Things are getting really tight right here as Deep V Cats slides by. It takes a little flyer right there. Maybe just cuts off Fluid Sealing Products just a little bit as they lose a little bit of control going around the corner there. There you see Deep V Cats getting a little loose. Frank LaMadrid on the wheel. Lee Austin on the throttles. Fluid Sealing Products taking evasive action, trying to get out of the way of Deep V Cats. Heading into Key West Harbor. All this action at about 90 miles an hour makes for quick thinking, making sure nobody gets in trouble. Battle for 3rd place. Fluid Sealing Products appears to have gotten around Deep V Cats, or alongside them anyway. A 30-foot skater side by side with a 32-foot LA Marine heading towards turn 1 here on day 2 in Key West. With Fluid Sealing Products, it is Miccosukee Indian Gaming. and Fluid Sealing Products, 32 Doug Wright, and a 30-foot skater. On board with Fluid Sealing Products right here at the start of the race. On board with FluidSealingProducts.com right now at the start of the race. Special thanks to all the crew that helped out all year long, including Sabrina Harris, Hunter Reith, Tim Kenny, Jimmy Spiros, R.J. Lasky, and Dr. Mike Liddy, and everybody else who made the 2007 campaign possible for the Double Edge Motorsports team. Doing battle here, heading towards Turn 1 in Key West. Other sponsors for Double Edge Motorsports include Fluid Sealing Products, Ringelberg Auto Group, DNA Energy Drink, FreezeFrameVideo.net, Florida Graphic Supply, Superior Asphalt Inc., as well as Kinetic Animation and Reliable Services Group. Heading into Turn 1 right here, Double Edge Motorsports, Fluid Sealing Products, hitting a bump right there. It appears as the port motor has shut off. Immediately they refire it and get it going again. You can see Mikasuki Indian Gaming right behind them. Looks to be Fluid Sealing Products and Bermuda Barracuda battling it out for 4th place at this point. Very competitive class here. One is a 30-foot skater, the other a 32-foot Doug Wright. Right now the 30-foot skater with the advantage over the Doug Wright. These two boats battled all season long, a bitter rivalry in the OSS. Bermuda Barracuda came out as the national champions for 2007 in the OSS. Chris Marshall and Dennis Berry did an outstanding job all year long to put together the points to win the national championship. Heading into the harbor turn, coming out of the harbor turn right now, S111 is a 30-foot Douglas skater. It's owned by Double Edge Motorsports out of Bradenton, Florida. The driver this week is Paul DePoo Jr. from Key West, Florida. The throttle man, Ryan Beckley. FluidSealingProducts.com of Texas is the sponsor for the team this week. All your hose, bolt, nut, and product needs, FluidSealingProducts.com, the Screamin' Nuts. Other sponsors aboard the S111 include DNA Energy Drink, JD Byrider, and Ringelberg Exotic Autos. Some other sponsors include Superior Asphalt Inc., FreezeFrameVideo.net, Chicago Case Company, and Action Jet Sports in Bradenton, Florida. This 30-foot Douglas skater is rigged and prepared by Double Edge Motorsports in Bradenton. Gear case is maintained by Craig Colabella of Colabella Performance, and the power heads are maintained by John Vanderstel of Offshore Concepts. Double Edge Motorsports would like to thank all the crew for making this event possible. There was a big jump for Double Edge team. Moving along right there. Kinetic Animation, the main sponsor behind the boat. Throttle man Ryan Beckley is the proprietor of Kinetic Animation, your home for all your vinyl graphics needs. Yellowfin Yachts, also a sponsor aboard, as well as Innovation Marine Corporation. Custom power steering system on Double Edge Motorsports by Latham Marine. And all the gauges in the boat from Lavorsi. The crew that has put together a year-long event for S111 include Tim Kenny, Sabrina Harris, Hunter Reith, Dennis Biacci, Dr. Mike Liddy, Alan Campbell for substituting at the last race, as well as John Talley for driving all season long. Double Edge Motorsports, FluidSealingProducts.com. Running strong here on the back stretch in Key West. 30-foot Douglas Marine skater, powered by a pair of Mercury 2.5-liter outboards. So on board with Double Edge Motorsports right here. Very special thanks from Double Edge Motorsports to the crew here in Key West. Jimmy Spiros, who worked with the team in both Destin and Key West, as well as R.J. Lasky, the super tuner from Island City Flying Service in Key West. Taking a couple little bumps on the way to turn 1 here. Not a problem for FluidSealingProducts.com. All year long, Car Credit 411 has also been a major sponsor aboard the S111. But for Key West, it's FluidSealingProducts.com as the title sponsor. Motoring across the backstretch with Fluid. Now you see two boats battling for second place in Cat Light class. The silver boat on the inside, 36-foot skater, prepared by Teague Custom Marine, is Amsoil. Bob Teague's the owner and throttleman. Paul Whittier is the driver. Heading into the harbor turn, Reliable Carriers on the outside, Amsoil on the inside. Reliable Carriers definitely getting the hose job there on the outside from King of Shades, losing a lot of ground right there. Really lost a lot of time getting washed down, probably kind of lost in the rooster tail of that Arneson Drive boat, as allowing Amsoil to move directly into second place to give them a chance to catch Motley Crue. Number 77 is Amsoil. AMF Offshore Racing. Other sponsors include Teague Custom Marine, Mercury Racing, and Lavorsi. Bob Teague with Team Amsoil. Very successful season since the boat debuted about mid-year. These guys have won many races. Paul Whittier and Bob. There is honeyparty.com. Richard Carr and Paul Sinclair out of England. This is a brand new 399 Douglas Marine Skater V-bottom, powered by a big pair of Chief inboards and Arneson surface drives. Guys still working the kinks out of this one, but making a show of it here in Key West. They putting on a great show there. honeyparty.com. Richard Carr is the owner and throttle man. Paul Sinclair is the driver. The Union Jack painted on the back of the boat. Team Honey Party doing battle in Superboat V Unlimited. Doing battle here in Key West, getting ready to round turn 1, honeyparty.com. It is Wednesday afternoon. We are with the Superboat Unlimited class, getting ready to go, waiting for the green flag right now. The Fountain Sportfish Console Pace Boat. The green flag is up and CRC is gone. WHM dropping back just a little bit, all the way to the inside. G3 Aquamania side by side with Bud Select. But now Bud Select, Johnny Thomas, and Dave Scott push the throttles forward as they accelerate away from G3 Aquamania, WHM Motorsports, only to chase down Team CRC of Mike DeFries and Jeff Harris. 50-foot Mystic Cat powered by big Sterling inboards, leading the way with CRC over Team G3 Aquamania and WHM Motorsports. Team G3 Aquamania is a 46-foot Douglas skater powered by a pair of 1,500 horsepower Sterling inboards coupled to BPM surface drive. This team, based out of Alexandria Bay, New York, has done very well this season in the Superboat Unlimited class, racing with Superboat International. Greg Rosen is the driver from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Rick Marola from Brewerton, New York is the throttle man and owner. Battling down the backstretch, caught a glimpse there of Budweiser Select and CRC side by side. You can see WHM Motorsports has made their way alongside Team G3 Aquamania. The backstretch normally here in Key West, the roughest section of the course as it is today, but not nearly as rough as it normally is as years past. "46-foot skater battles with the 40-foot skater." Jay Muller and Billy Moff aboard WHM Motorsports. Jay Muller is the owner-proprietor of Wicked Custom Marine in Brick, New Jersey. Billy Moff is the owner-proprietor of WHM Plumbing from Long Island, New York. This Mercury-powered 40-foot skater battling with the Sterling-powered 46-footer here in Key West. Rounding turn 2 as they head into the harbor to complete lap 1 on race day number 1. Aquamania now showing the decided power advantage over WHM as they lay the throttles forward, heading into the smoother waters in the harbor. Billy Moff, along with wife June Connolly, celebrating a wedding anniversary here in Key West as they were married several years ago on the deck of the raceboat here in Key West. As they pass the start-finish line, heading into the harbor past the Hilton in Mallory Square. Team WHM Motorsports and G3 Aquamania battling in the harbor turn in Key West. Aquamania giving WHM plenty of room to go on the inside as the bigger boat tries to keep its speed on the outside. WHM doing a great job of gaining the advantage on the inside. Number 45, this is J.D. Byrider out of Ohio. Tony Marcantonio is the owner and driver of J.D. Byrider. He is from Dover, Ohio. Mark Kowalski from Hickory, Ohio is the throttle man. This team, sponsored by J.D. Byrider, is also sponsored by Tubi Style Exhaust and Weissman Traction Products out of California. It's a 388 skater powered by a pair of CC Performance engines with Weissman number 6 drives on the back of the boat. Very strong running team. Has had some great runs in 2007 as part of the Offshore Pro Series. Right now, they're doing a great job motoring along, heading into Key West Harbor. Mark Kowalski and Tony Marcantonio. Rounding turn 1 here in Key West. There you can see tight competition in the Cat 750 class. J.D. Byrider currently running second place right now, just behind Reliable Carriers. is the final race here on Wednesday. Race 3 of 3 for the Wednesday, where we're going to run 9 races this week. We'll be racing 3 races again Friday and 3 races on Sunday. And Freeze Frame Video will bring you all those races and racing action. J.D. Byrider running into the harbor turn here in Key West. Second place in Cat 750. Coming down now on Aquamania Team G3. This 46-foot Sterling powered skater motoring around the race course, eating up the back leg here in Key West. Powered by a pair of 1,500 horsepower Sterling inboards with Arneson surface drives, Aquamania Inc. Rick Marola is the owner and throttle man. Greg Rosen from Kingston, Ontario is the driver. Number 10, G3 Aquamania. Motoring into Key West Harbor. Giving chase right now to Budweiser Select. There you can see Team G3 Aquamania rounding the harbor turn as they go past the Pier House, the Hyatt, and the Galleon resorts here in Key West Harbor. Taking this big 46-foot skater a minute to get spooled up out of the corner there as they go past Sunset Key. Rick Marola doing a great job along with Greg Rosen, the driver, out of Kingston, Ontario, Canada, and Alexandria Bay, New York. Team Aquamania G3. And there you have it. That is the end of day 1 here in Key West. November 7th, Wednesday, the final of 3 races. Amsoil coming on screen now, number 77. This is a 368 skater owned by Bob Teague of Valencia, California. He is also the throttle man. The Amsoil, also sponsored by AMF Offshore Racing, Teague Custom Marine, Mercury Racing, and Lavorsi. This team just came off a win at the OSS World Championships in Destin, but looking to add to their title collection here. Number 77 got a late start in the season, but a very strong run right now for Bob Teague and Paul Whittier aboard Team Amsoil, taking the first place win on Wednesday, currently running 3rd place right now. Team Amsoil, AMF Offshore Racing. Heading into Key West Harbor, right by Fort Zachary Taylor right there. Amsoil trying to get to the inside of the course as they get ready to complete another lap here on day 2 of Key West. The 2007 SBI APBA UIM World Championships. Team Amsoil number 77, Bob Teague and Paul Whittier. Currently running third place in the Super Cat Light class, trying to chase down Motley Crue and Reliable Carrier. Owned and driven by Stan Ware. The throttle man this week is Rick Turmel. Running in the Super Cat Light class, currently in fourth place. Very strong running team. Just came off a third place finish at the OSS World Championships in Destin, Florida. Rick Turmel jumping in the seat right now with limited cat experience, doing a great job. Rick Turmel, Stan Ware, and Popeye's Famous Fried Chicken. Other sponsors include Pier 13 Restaurant and Marina. Team Popeye's Fried Chicken. Stan Ware has a lot of history in Key West, previously racing with Al Copeland during his very long racing career. Back in the saddle again for a few years. Freeze frame videos. Proud to have Stan Ware back in racing action here in Key West. Really the motor in the boat right around the corner right there. The harbor turn. Popeye's Famous Fried Chicken trying to make up some ground after having some problems on Wednesday. Moving along right now, currently fourth place in the Cat Light class. Auto dealerships throughout the U.S. is the main sponsor aboard. Other sponsors include Traction Products from Costa Mesa, California, otherwise known as Weissman, and Tubi Style Exhaust of Italy. J.D. Byrider is your national champion for 2007 in the Offshore Pro Series. This 388 skater is powered by a pair of CC Performance 850 horsepower inboards, coupled to a pair of Weissman No. 6 surface drive. Great run for these guys in J.D. Byrider, number 45, leading in Key West 8-2. Who are national champions for 2007, J.D. Byrider. You also see Colabella Performance, another sponsor aboard J.D. Byrider. There you can see Reliable Carrier still having trouble there in the first turn after turning the boat over on lap number 1. Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams on the deck of the boat look to be okay, as number 45 J.D. Byrider leading the way around in Super Cat 750 class. On board with J.D. Byrider right here as they go past Sunset Key on the way out to start lap number 2 in Key West. Leading the way in Super Cat 750 class. Here you can see both BTM Marine and Nichols in the background of this shot. Tight racing here still in the 750 class. But Tony Marcantonio and Mark Kowalski showing the way around the course right now. Great run for these guys. Tony Marcantonio, Mark Kowalski, J.D. Byrider. Coming down now, this is Team G3 Aquamania, 46-foot Douglas Marine skater powered by a pair of 1,500 horsepower Sterling inboards. The number 10 is owned and throttled by Rick Marola from Brewerton, New York. Greg Rosen from Kingston, Ontario, Canada is the driver. The boat is sponsored by Aquamania Marina in Thousand Islands and Alexandria Bay. Team Aquamania G3 making their way across the backstretch here in Key West right now in their Sterling-powered 46-foot skater. Rounding turn number 2, heading into Key West Harbor with G3 Aquamania, Greg Rosen and Rick Marola. There you see Aquamania G3 finishing up here for day 2 in the Superboat Unlimited category. So the final race for the Friday races here in Key West, and we still have 3 more races to go on Sunday. We're on board with J.D. Byrider right now in Super Cat 750 class, who is battling side by side with BTM Marine for the win on the last lap here in Key West, day 2. Mark Kowalski and Tony Marcantonio on board J.D. Byrider, Ben Robertson and Mike Siebold aboard BTM. Very tight racing action there. Hope everybody's watching their mirrors. On the backstretch right now, very tight race here between BTM and J.D. Byrider, side by side for the win in the Cat 750 class on day 2. Getting ready to go around turn 2 and head for a drag race to the finish line. J.D. Byrider and BTM. Number 77 running third place in Cat Light at this point. Bob Teague and Paul Whittier aboard. After 2 days of racing, this team has a first and a third place finish and are in second place in points behind Reliable. But this is a strong running, very consistent team. Crew Chief Sammy Dial trying to keep the boat dialed in and running well. AMF Amsoil Offshore Racing. Team Amsoil also sponsored by Mercury Racing and Lavorsi, as well as Teague Custom Marine. Taking a great line around that corner, definitely making some ground, getting to the inside right there, making a lot of time up on Reliable Carriers. Reliable Carriers coming over now on Amsoil, trying to squeeze them out as Amsoil just gets a little bit of roost there, avoiding the contact. Beautiful 368 skater powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 525 EFI inboards, coupled to the Mercury Racing number 6 drives as these boats spread apart and drag race towards turn 1 right now. Reliable found Offshore. There you see Motley Crue going by on the outside there, leading the way in Cat Light class. The brothers Roman Scott and Ron leading the way in Cat Light, owned by R&R Racing Inc. out of New Jersey. That 368-foot skater powered by Mercury Racing 525s with Mercury number 6 drives, rigged and prepared by Kurtz Marine Competition Center in Brick, New Jersey. Team Motley Crue, the world and national champions in OSS, always put on a great show for all their fans. Here in Key West, doing battle, making their way into the harbor turn, showing no mercy on their competition, leading the way, running this boat extremely hard, but out front. Winning on the first day here in Key West, the team was penalized for a non-course infraction, but dropped back to 3rd place. Doing a great job now, showing everyone else in Cat Light who is the boss. Team Motley Crue really running strong right now. The 00 368 skater of Ron and Scott Roman. So you see them getting ready to put a lap on the competition in their MTI. Ron and Scott Roman leading the way. Team Motley Crue, as Brian and Wilma Ross go a lap down, still trying to get their kinks worked out of their boat after turning it over in St. Clair, Michigan, but doing a great job to be here in action at Key West. There is your leader in the V-Light category. That was Extreme Vortex with Gary DeSoucis and Steve Miklos. We are on the 00 of Motley Crue. Team Motley Crue has been the team to beat in Cat Light for the last several years. Based out of New Jersey and rigged and maintained by Kurtz Marine in Brick, New Jersey. 00 Motley Crue. Ron Roman on the throttles and Scott Roman at the wheel. Very tough to beat. Doing a great job considering they had some contact in the first turn on the... In Cat Light class, Motley Crue wins the final day with Reliable Carriers, finishes up in 2nd place. Team Amsoil AMF, Bob Teague and Paul Whittier, finished in 3rd in the finals. Overall, Motley Crue secured enough points to take the World Championships for Ron and Scott Roman. Reliable Carriers number 40, Jerry Chastelet and Reggie Fountain III finished in 2nd, as Bob Teague and Paul Whittier put Team Amsoil AMF in 3rd. Congratulations to the 00 team of Motley Crue. Another World Championship for this 368 skater here in Key West. Great job, Team Motley Crue and Kurtz Marine Competition Center. New York, East Setauket to be exact. Jay Muller on the throttles from Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. This team always a strong runner. Billy Moff celebrating a wedding anniversary here in Key West with wife June. They were married several years ago on the deck of his former race boat. They are back in Key West and running strong here. WHM Motorsports. Jay Muller, the throttle man, is also proprietor of Wicked Custom Marine in Brick, New Jersey, home for all your marine performance needs. Coming into Key West Harbor, running in the Superboat Unlimited class, WHM Motorsports, number 5, Mercury-powered 40-foot skater. Into the harbor turn with WHM Motorsports. .750 class really running loose right now on the backstretch, trying to capture the World Championship for owner Tony Marcantonio. Throttle man Mark Kowalski. This is number 45. It is a 388 Douglas Marine skater powered by a pair of CC Performance engines coupled to the Weissman number 6 drives. J.D. Byrider, a chain of auto dealerships throughout the U.S. Other sponsors include Traction Products from Costa Mesa, California, and Tubi Style Exhaust. These guys leading the way around with 2 strong finishes earlier in the week. They are in front right now and looking to capture the World Championship for 2007. Congratulations goes out to J.D. Byrider for capturing the National Championship and will wear the coveted US 1 title in 2008 for winning the National Championship in 2007. There you can see J.D. Byrider getting ready to go by WHM Motorsports in the harbor turn right there. J.D. Byrider in the Cat 750 class. Very strong run for these guys. They battled early on with BTM Marine and Nichols Offshore, but out front right now, looking to capture the World Championship. On board with J.D. Byrider. Leaders in the Cat 750 class looking for a World Championship here in 2007 to go with their 2007 National Championship. J.D. Byrider will be US 1. Willing to bet the communication right there was whether they had counted the right amount of laps or not, but J.D. Byrider is your world champion for 2007 as well as the national championship. Big congratulations to Tony Marcantonio and Mark Kowalski for putting together a great season in their 388 skater. CC Performance engines power this team to a world and national championship in 2007 with their Weissman Surface number 6 drives. And in 7, Superboat International APBA UIM World Championships from Key West. Over 25 years of racing excitement here in Key West. Freeze Frame Video, proud to be part of it. Very special thanks for another year with our pilot, Russell Kilpatrick. We couldn't capture this action without him. Also, special thanks to Roxy Hanna for her in-helicopter support in capturing all of this week's action. Freeze Frame Video looks forward to next season as the Offshore saga continues on. We'll see everybody at the first race of the season in 2008. Hope everybody has a great winter and holiday season. In the Superboat Unlimited category, on this final day, Budweiser Select took the checkered flag. Aquamania G3 and their 46-foot skater finished in second. WHM Motorsports brought home the third place finish. Overall, Budweiser Select finishes with a perfect score of 1,000 points, winning all 3 days. Congratulations to Dave Scott. Aquamania G3 finished up second place as Team CRC from Washington State comes home third. Number 11, Budweiser Select. Congratulations to the Anheuser-Busch family, Dave Scott and John Tomlinson, for capturing the World Championships with their Sterling-powered 50-foot Mystic. In the Cat 750 class, J.D. Byrider took another checkered flag on the final day. Nichols Offshore with Paul Boudreau and William Moore finished second. BTM Marine finishes in third for owner Bill Mazzoni. The overall points in the Cat 750 class show J.D. Byrider winning the World Championships with 975 points. Nichols Offshore put together a great week of racing for the rookie team of Paul Boudreau and William Moore, the veteran throttle man, and BTM finishes in third. Congratulations go to the number 45 team of J.D. Byrider, of Tony Marcatoni and Mark Kowalski, for capturing the World Championship as well as the National Championship of 2007. Miss Geico AMF was the winner today in the Turbine Extreme class. The overall winner of the Turbine class, Miss Geico AMF, Scott Begovich and Mark Granite. Congratulations go to the entire 113 team of Miss Geico AMF Offshore Racing. John Hagan, the owner, was instrumental in providing great racing action all year long for many teams. Freeze Frame Video, proud to be part of all the racing action. We hope everyone has a great winter. We look forward to seeing everyone in 2008. Thank you from Cape Coral, Florida. We'll see you soon. Bye.